AEW. Not a lot. Just enough to remind me why I don't watch it. Oh, this is already funny. Just the headline. The list of moves and actions that are now banned from AEW or need to be approved by the company.
Maybe that's why Nash is pissed off, because he went for Brock and Austin and not try to duplicate him.
Well, it'd be easier to duplicate him. You only have to learn 5 moves.
Like you said, and we've all been saying, Tony Khan, you need a hierarchy, and he gets one, and then we make fun of it.
Because he's sitting back there talking about the Brock match, and it's finally we had a wrestling match. Finally, we got 2 guys telling a story. They weren't outside in the ring the whole time. One of them
was he not watching the same match as we were?
Yeah, those games, man, I would say, like, for me, like, the best ones, I would say, are, like, the ones where they try to get a certain, like, time.
This is my entire IT team right here on screen. And now, wrestling fans, it is time for Wrestlechat with Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Nation Network. I am Vince McMahon. This is Wrestlechat, where we're going to talk about some of the stuff that's been going on in the past week in the world of professional wrestling. Oh, I see we got some folks already up in the chat. That's always a good thing. Judd's in the house. DHW's here. Infrared, my brother from another mother. How you doing, man? And Purist is here. Holy cow, it is a party. All we need is a clown, I'm sure. I'm sure we'll dig one up somewhere. Speaking of digging things up, let me dig up my partner in crime, my sidekick, the one, the only, you know him as J-Rocks. Say hello, Jay.
Hello, Jay.
Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my. The weeks may
Caught
change,
me
but
right.
the story remains the same.
You caught me right at the end of doing yard work today. So I was like getting ready to jump in the shower when you were like, you ready to go? I'm like, give me 10 minutes. I'll be ready.
So I gave you your excuse to stop doing yard work. I understand totally. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. What happened to my... Oh, there it goes. All right. Things... There it goes. All right. Well, we're going to kick things off with what I think is the headline news of the week. And that is, of course, Rhea Ripley going down with an injury. When I saw her with that sling, I was like, okay, it could be a work, but usually they give you that goofy sling that you'll buy at Walmart or something. I said, this looks like a legit sling. And again, maybe they're just going that far out. I was like, they're working something here. They're working something here. And, you know, like her hair was all flat and like she hadn't really done it and just kind of had a depressed look about her. And I'm like, yeah, it's all part of an angle. And then she laid the belt down and she's gone. And I'm like, fuck me. The whole time she walked out, I'm like, no. So they go back to the shot that took place the week earlier, which was one we were even talking about, how during the backstage little clip there where Liv hit her with the chair and all that stuff. And then the one camera angle carried right from that down the hall back into the arena. And it was a really cool effect. They've done so much stepping up their game in production. And that's one of those things that you just automatically, like, even if you're not a production person, you're like, oh, dude, that's cool. That's new. And who knew that angle actually, and now watching it back, you can see that the minute she hits, she grabs it. And you could be thinking, okay, well, she's selling it, but now we know, no, that was legit. And she was down. And as she went down, you could see the way she wasn't really engaging back with Liv at all. Like, you know, I'm wounded. I got to protect myself. No one is blaming Liv. As a matter of fact, I've got a report here from Fightful Select saying that the word regarding Ripley's injury situation, which we still don't know the details of. I'm a little surprised they haven't been out about that, but maybe as time goes by.
They're probably still doing testing and shit to see probably what all damage is done. I
got to believe by now, it's a week later, they got to know, but for whatever reason, the details aren't out yet, but it will come. Within WWE, shortly after the segment, and as far back as last Wednesday, There was talks within the company about her likely needing to vacate the title as a result, and we know, of course, she did. As noted, Ripley was injured during a backstage segment on last week's Raw, which saw Liv Morgan launch a steel chair to her head. That was a well-done angle, too, because it didn't really hit her in the head. It kind of clipped her shoulder, and then it bounced off her head. But it was a good throw that not injure somebody, but looked pretty good. Early indications are that the situation was a freak accident. It took place when Ripley crashed into the wall during the segment. However, there was said to be 2 incidents. Morgan is playing it up on the social media, and however, it said that she does not have any heat with management, nor is Ripley or the company blaming her for the way things played out. Yeah, I mean, as they say all the time, it ain't ballet.
Right.
You know, it sucks, man. It really, really sucks.
I mean, that's really the chance you take when you're using, weapons and stuff. That
it wasn't even a weapon, though. It was a flat wall surface.
I have a feeling the chair had something to do with it, and the wall just aggravated it. So, but that's just my opinion. So, because I've been hit with them fucking chairs in the shoulders, in the heads, in the backs, and it don't take much for it to, cause a little bit of injury. So,
yeah.
So it might not have.
If a 100-pound person is doing it, that's one thing. But you can look at $120 of Liv Morgan versus probably $145, $50 of all muscle over here. And it really wasn't that hard to throw. I mean, the way a chair kind of bounced off her, it made it look dramatic, which again, that's what you want. But it wasn't light. I mean, it was no Rock against Mankind. You know what I'm saying? Kind of chair smash. So I do think, and then watching the hit in the wall. Now you got to, again, where people are trying to blame Liv and all that. This ain't a Nia Jax moment here, okay? This is not Paige taking out Sasha Banks by doing too hard a dropkick. Liv in a hallway that's about 6 feet wide, maybe 8 at the most.
Yeah.
Irish whips her towards the wall. Well, again, and we're only talking about 3 or 4 feet because we're already halfway across that hall when we start the Irish whip. Liv don't weigh but 125 pounds, give or take. There's no way she threw her in. Rhea's the one doing the running into the wall, throwing her body to the wall. So whatever amount of energy and oomph she was able to put together, apparently she don't know her own strength.
like you said, not blaming anybody in the situation. It happens. It's just that I think certain things might have just, one after the other led up to it is all. So, but hopefully she won't be gone very long. Maybe a couple months we'll be without her, and then we'll get her back and they can really finish this feud between them. So
they're gonna finish it. There's no doubt about that. There's money to be made. Fantastic job by Triple H, DHW. I totally agree, man. This guy is killing it. I mean, even though Tony Khan is Booker of the Year, Triple H is right behind him, man. He is so close. He's nipping.
Oh well, when you steal everything from WWE, of course you're going to become Booker of the Year, because now I've seen, just right before I got on here, somebody had posted it was going from the background through the tunnels and out to the arena to watch and circle the ring, just like WWE did last week. Funny how they decide to up their production when WWE ups their production.
And I knew that was going to happen. By the way, I was just teasing about about Triple H being number 2, because the only reason Tony Khan is Booker of the Year is because Dave Meltzer is the one that selected it.
Yeah, I know.
So the same way that he never gave Kurt Angle a 5-star match in his career. Consider the
none of the WrestleMania's got 5 stars either. Go figure.
Ancient Clown. I told you the clown would be here. YouTube keeps giving me the spinning circle. Well, screw them. Go over to Twitch. Join us on Twitch. Don't need no stinking YouTube.
I got your spinning circle.
Infrared, my man with the news. I knew somebody would have some more detail. So what he's coming up with, 3 to 4 weeks to regain mobility. What the hell did she do?
Rotator cuff, I'm thinking.
2 to 3 months before getting back in the ring. Well, that's better than I was thinking, because they were making it sound like 6 months.
I was thinking 6. My brain was running like 6 to 9 months. I thought she was going to be out most of the year, but that just put her closer to SummerSlam coming back. So that's not too horrible.
Won't let you watch the show. No. We can't have that. Jump over to Twitch, man. Jump over to Twitch.
Well, how's
You'll
he
be
texting?
seeing it. You'll find it under, you can check under McSham, or you can put it under Nation Network with a underscore between Nation Network. I don't know why I did that, but I did. Or just go to the link down below in the description box. I put all that stuff in there. What am I thinking? Hunter Iggy in the house. Welcome aboard. On the raid, it is down on the Raw SmackDown when Cody Rhodes winning the championship. Say this again. What are your thoughts on the rating?
Basically,
is down.
Ratings have been down the last week on Raw and SmackDown, and he's saying that it's after Cody's winning the championship. It has nothing to do with Cody. They're not really doing anything because we got a draft coming up in 2 weeks. Why are you going to try to push something if you're going to shake things up? So let it play out, guys, because once the draft hits, and this is the thing, it's not just Raw and SmackDown now. Raw, SmackDown, and NXT are all involved in the draft, and they're getting NXT ready for the CW premiere. So buckle up, because after that draft, it's fucking game on.
Yeah, if anyone's having trouble with the YouTube feed, I'm not sure why you would be, but if you are, then go over on Twitch. The link is in the description right here on the bottom of the video if you're on YouTube. Let me see if mine will work, though, just out of curiosity. I'm wondering if it's a localized event or if all of YouTube is playing ball.
It's all of Canada.
Let's see.
Blame Canada.
Yeah, it's working fine on my end. Yeah, so just grab the link out of the description box and you can go over to Twitch and watch us over there. Trailer for season 4 of AEW Fight Forever. Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to talk. I guess we can jump ahead. I was going to do that after, but leave it to Infrared to jump ahead of me. Program? Let's see. We were going to do it anyway, so we're good. Let me pull it up here. Pardon me while I whip this out. Only cool people will get it.
Right.
All right. This is what Infrared is referring to. You probably won't get the audio, but you can at least see the video. For our fine friends at AEW Fight Forever. So there you have it. World War Joe. I like Samoa Joe. I wouldn't mind having him in the game, but am I going to pay for him? No.
Right.
That game sucks.
And they probably got about a $20 price tag on it, don't they?
I think it's more. I think it's more than that. But yeah, because it's a package of some sort. I don't know what else comes with it. I think there's like 3 wrestlers, a couple of arenas or something like that. But it just the game sucks, guys. You can keep making content for it all you want. The game sucks. You're not hearing us. That's the reason no one's playing it anymore. The same reason that the same people aren't watching your shit anymore. I guess we can transition off of that. Curvin, you must be new. Don't recognize the name.
Fake it stage. There's a difference.
Yeah, I know. I mean, only a troll would say that. Only a troll would say that. Where are we at here?
10 years.
I'm giving him the timeout that I would normally give to Purist.
Ah, there you go, Purist. You're not the only one now.
That's it, Purist. Your timeout was given to someone else.
Make it count.
What did he say in Ready to Rumble? Wrestling's not fake.
Yeah. It's staged.
So,
I mean,
back
just
to
all you got to do is ask people like Draws. Is it fake? No, the man was paralyzed. It's staged. Shit happens. You can get hurt doing it.
And there's plenty of times where it goes off the rails, and now it's real.
Yeah. Those are called
It's not
shoot
like we haven't
matches.
seen that happen. All right. Well, talking about AEW's broken game that nobody plays, let's talk about their broken show that nobody watches. So Tony Khan boasting about his 819 last week. That's 819,000 viewers, if you're not familiar with the ratings, and how great it was, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, well, if you took away the first quarter hour, which we all know is Big Bang Theory run over,
Right.
and just looked at the rest of it, then you only drew 740-ish.
Right.
That's really what he drew. This week, thanks to Big Bang Theory, he can claim, you want to guess?
Let's see. No CM Punk. I'll say probably about, I'll give him credit. I'll say about 675.
You didn't give him that much credit. Although you might have in the end, but 762 is the official number. Now we have to go through the quarter hours and take out the Big Bang Theory quarter hour to see what he really did. But let's take a look. So he's down significantly from 819.
Yeah.
He's about 80,000 down to start. But let's take a look at the quarter hour breakdown. Hopefully I can pull this together here. Episode comparison. This episode versus last week, it's down 7% overall. Down 2% over 4 weeks in comparison. The current 2024 Q2, quarter two, average is 778,000 versus a year ago, same quarter, 855,000. That's a lot of thousand.
Yeah.
That's a lot of thousand.
Going.
Let's see if we get, I'm trying to find the quarter hour breakdown. Data subscribers. Yeah. Year to date. I want the damn quarter hours. Give them to me. What's this? That's year to date, year over year. Let me see if I can. But things are just not going well. That's the bottom line. I mean, numbers are going in the wrong direction. The only reason he got a bump last week is because he used the talent that's not his anymore.
And he mentioned the boss of another company.
Yeah, it seems like that's open for business now for everybody. They're all quarter hours. Here we go. Bam. Got what I was looking for. All right, so the show starts out in the first quarter hour with a 917. You started out with a 917. He finished with, take a guess.
Is this week or last week?
This is the Wednesday that just passed.
Okay.
Yesterday.
Probably. Okay, so he probably finished with, I'd say, in the fives. Probably like 525.
Really go weird with your numbering. All right. Well, he went from 917 to start the night to 665 to close. 300,000. That's a third.
I just figured he'd be lower than that. That's why I went with the fives. But yeah, even there at 6, you know. Yeah.
He didn't lose a third when he jobbed everyone out with a CM Punk video that was worthless. A third of your viewers by the end of the night said, fuck you, bye.
Exactly. They had better shit to do.
Let's go to the 8:15 hour because that's the real numbers for him. So he really started on his own with an 865. So he lost almost 52,000 viewers from the time Big Bang ended. So he started with 865.
That's because they went to do something and forgot to change the channel ahead of time, came back and said, "Oh, this shit
right.
on like my girlfriend did on last night." She's like, "What's this shit on my TV?" And I was like, "Oh, that's AEW." She's like, "I ain't watching that shit," and turned it the fuck off. So I get it.
Shit happens. So then let's see. And now I did not watch this one. I didn't watch, which most of them I don't anymore. But in past weeks I've watched only when I was going to do this comparison thing. But let's take a look here. So 8:15, they had Copeland and Nightingale. Oh yeah, the mixed tag match I had heard about. No wonder you lost audience on that. So that started with an 865. After people got a whiff of that shit by 8:30, so 15 minutes later, from 865 down to what? This might be the new game we come up with. How bad did AEW bomb?
795.
Oh, you're finally getting in the ballpark anyway. 725. That's a lot of thousands. That's over 100,000. Wow.
Well, we know they wrestle for a niche audience anyway, so
yeah, but the niche audience is saying goodbye. That's the only ones that were still on the TV at 8:15 is the niche audience. 8:30 to 8:45, Young Bucks backstage promo. Daniel Garcia, Pac and Penta El Zero versus the Young Bucks and Okada. That was what was the 725. All these international indie signings that everyone's supposed to love drawn the 725. Now we go to 8:45 to 9 o'clock. Garcia, Pac, Penta tag team match, I guess, continues over, and we get into Chris Jericho Hook with a live promo. Does it go up or go down?
Down.
Actually went up from 725 to 744, up 3%. So I guess old man Chris was able to get him another 22,000 back. Took us to the 9 o'clock hour, 9 to 9:15. Jericho, Hook, Taz did a live angle. Swerve Strickland backstage interview. Deonna Purrazzo, why did you sign with them? Versus Mariah May. With an ad break built in, went from the 744 to 748. Deonna popped the rating.
Right.
Fucking Deonna Purrazzo's popping a rating. Copeland and Nightingale are pulling the plug on the program.
I would say it was probably her and Swerve together that popped that.
Well, okay, but either way,
because like I said,
she's there.
Like I said, yeah, but like I said, Swerve is over. I mean, he's doing for the shit company that he's with. He's doing some good work. He really is. I'm impressed.
Do you think he's going to re-sign with that company?
Fuck no.
There you go.
Absolutely not.
I know if he can pull some ratings. If he can pull some ratings, then yeah, they'll take him back. I'm a little surprised that he didn't stay with WWE unless he just felt he wasn't being used and wanted a chance to prove himself. And if that's the case,
what it was.
Well played.
Yeah. Yeah.
Moving to the 9:15 to 9:30 slot, Purrazzo and May continue with Tony Storm, Thunder Rosa, the Bullet Club, Bullet Club Gold. Is that a thing now? Who can keep up with this shit?
Yeah.
Backstage promo. Billy Gunn, the Acclaim backstage promo. A lot of backstage promos. Orange Cassidy versus Shane Taylor. I'm sorry, I've never gotten into Orange Cassidy. So going into that 9:15, 9:30 slot, they were going in with a 748. Did they go up or down? They're following. They're following Purrazzo. What do you think?
I think they went down.
They went down like a French prostitute. 685. Everybody say it with me. Ouch. Ouch. 685. 8% loss.
Yep.
So maybe my girl Deanna didn't quite have the pop that I thought she did. I wish she'd have gone to even NXT, man. They'd have done so much with her. All right, that brings us to 9:30, 9:45. It's almost over, people. It's almost over. Oh, wait. The best is coming later. All right. What did I just say? 9:30, 9:45. Cassidy against Taylor continues. Post-match with Shane Taylor promotion. Christopher Daniels, what is he, 56, 57 now?
Yeah.
Right, Matt Sydal, Trent Beretta. I mean, this is like an FCW lineup if ever there was one. Roderick Strong. Anyone over 210 pounds? No? Okay. Claude Castagnoli, and Will Ospreay. Oh, yeah, Will Ospreay. He's the draw. Oh. They were at 685. Where do you think they took it? Where do you think Will Ospreay carried them to?
I think he's down in the 5.
No, he actually carried him up to a 707, up 3 whole %.
Wow.
So what is that? 22,000 people gave a shit about Ospreay. And apparently they did, because now we go to 9:45 to 10 o'clock hour, and it goes up to 742. So they gained another almost 40,000, 35,000.
Did they have a run over?
For whatever reason, or maybe it was Claudio people, who knows? But now we get the fun part. The run over time of 10 to 10:06 p.m.
Yeah.
So from 7:42, and this was for what? Swerve Strickland live promo and an angle with Samoa Joe. So the guy who's over and all that good stuff, right?
Yep.
So they came in with a 7:42. Where did Samoa Joe and Strickland end up?
I think it dropped, but I don't think it dropped that much. I'll say about, 742. I'll say 7 even.
Well, if you'd have said 665, you'd have been on the nose. 665. That's like 80,000 people saying, fuck this. I said it before. I'll say it again. I might say it every week. I don't hate AEW. I hate Tony Khan. I can't stand the guy because he's ruining wrestling. He's ruining this company. Yeah, I know it's his company. He can do it if he wants to, but it's not fair to the talent.
See, here's the problem with that, okay? And I'm just speaking from, like, having worked around the bookers and stuff on the independent scene and shit. When you have runovers on your shows like that, you're going to lose a lot of people because there's other shit they want to go fucking watch. So that's why.
Not if you have something compelling.
Still,
during the Monday Night Wars, they all took turns going over, and guess what? We didn't turn on to anything else until it was done.
I know, but this is the Z generation, not X. Their attention span is that of a fucking minnow, okay?
Damn.
So if you want to keep, why do you think none of the other shows do fucking runovers? It's because they know if we can't fit it in this time frame, it'll go on next week's show, or we ain't going to do it. You do a runover every fucking week, and it just gets to the point where it's like, well, fuck, why? I'm going. It's done. Yeah.
Okay, Jay shooting down the generation.
Told you not to piss us off.
So there's AEW's ratings for Dynamite. I mean, we can take a quick gander at the other stuff, but it doesn't get any better. As a matter of fact, most of it's really sad. Let's see real quick.
What's sad is the fact that City Machine Guns just signed with them for the love.
Oh, don't get me started. Well, they got to do something because, as somebody just mentioned here in the chat, Ruby Soho is pregnant, and I would have lost a bet a long time ago about that.
And they're working it as an angle.
Unless she's got a turkey baster thing at home or something like that. But I would have $1,000,000. I never would have thought that. All right, so Dynamite pulled a 762 coming off their 819 that really wasn't 819. NXT pulled a 625. NXT.
Yep.
And I guess I can use that as my next segue. I watched NXT. I don't watch a lot of it, but I started watching it last night because they had a couple of matches that were supposed to be a big deal. And I watched a little bit of this one, a little bit of that one. There was a women's match on there, and I'm trying to remember who the two were. Give me a minute. It might come back to me.
Was it Paxley and let's see, there's Soruka.
There was a Spanish lady. There was a Spanish lady with a run-in.
Okay, so that
Soruka.
was
Soruka.
That was Soruka and
that's the problem, and she won. So there's a moment in the match where Sol goes into the turnbuckle, gets ready to do a signature move of some sort. I'm not a big enough, I haven't watched enough Sol matches, although I do like her. She's got a good look to her. She's very athletic.
It's like a moonsault into a blockbuster. It's actually kind of cool. So,
and this girl was in the wrong fucking spot. So Sol gets up on the turnbuckles, gets ready to launch, and it's like, fucking move. And then she kind of kicks her out of the way, like, fucking move.
Yeah.
And it was a real obvious fuck up. Yeah. Well, then we have the main event. Folks, when you have done and run to completion your program with another person over the course of months, you ought to know each other a little bit. You ought to have communication in a ring that looks smooth by this point in time. Hold that thought a minute.
Oh, shit, he's got a clip.
No, I do have a clip, but there's some asshole that's... And you can't even delete the text, which pisses me off. Some advertising bullshit, so go fuck yourself. All right, anyway, back to the point. I think back to... And this was a technically go-home match, even though they really had their go-home match at Stand and Deliver.
Right.
But this reminded me of the last match ever between CM Punk and John Cena. They had already done their whole program, and then several weeks later, if not months, on Monday Night Raw, they were going to have one last match, which I wasn't even going to watch because I wasn't a huge Cena fan, and at that point in time, I didn't give a shit one way or the other about Punk. They brought it out, man. Cena tried hitting a Hurricane Runner. It wasn't pretty, but he fucking tried doing it. Punk hit a pile driver, which you ain't allowed to do pile drivers no more. He hit the Pepsi plunge, and I'm like, holy shit, these boys are going ham in this match. And I watched it, and I loved it. It was a great match.
Yeah.
That's what's supposed to have happened last night. But it didn't. And let's just take a look at what I could not... I just, you won't hear audio. It doesn't matter. It's a visual thing. Here we go. I'm going to punch the cage. Fuck it. The hell was that? He's like, I got to close. Well, I'm going to punch the cage and fuck you. You got to be kidding me. How do you not know, hey, I'm going to hit a clothesline? I'm like, okay, either there was a really bad miscommunication or someone's trying to make someone look bad. But that match stunk up the joint for me.
Yeah, I mean, I wish they would have just left it alone, like you said, at Stand and Deliver, and just let Carmelo go to the main roster and then Trick go his way. There was no point in this match, really, honestly.
It was filler. It was maybe for a TV rating, which again, 625. I'm not sure what they did the week before any of that. Let me see if it's here. Wow, it's down from the week before. They did 647, but that was going into Mania. Right. No, that would not have been.
That would have been the week after it, wouldn't it? Yeah.
So the one after Mania was 647, and this was 625. So down a bunch. That said, let's see. Wow, Raw with a big drop too.
Yeah.
Again, Raw after Mania, though, you can't really count that. I mean, Raw after Mania is 2.3 million, okay? But that's because it's the Raw after Mania.
Yeah.
But they dropped down to 1.807 to be exact, which is still over 1,100,000 more than
Tony.
AEW. And somebody brought up a really good point recently. I don't remember what I was watching. It was one of the different chat boxes. And it's like, well, lately you've heard the WWE talking about other promotions. They talk about it at New Japan. They'll talk about it. They even mentioned NWA, and not the old NWA, but the Billy Corgan NWA.
Yeah.
And he's like, do you know why they do that? Why are they doing it now?
Because Triple H likes to, possibly keep doors open.
Or because he knows they're not a fucking threat.
That too, yeah.
You see, what happened with Tony Khan is he's talking about the competition, and then people go to watch the competition.
Right.
Triple H and the WWE are like, yeah, we'll talk about them all you want. You want to go watch that shit? Go for it. But that's because they won't, because the show sucks. All right, that's enough ratings. I can do numbers all day, but I feel like I already do that at work enough. So let's digress for a moment. Last story I want to go over, and then we can jump into the chats here, is somebody selling their shares off. Vince McMahon has 8 million shares remaining with TKO, and they are all up for sale. There's no current buyer or buyers yet, but speculation is his 8.21 million shares probably will be gone shortly, and then he will be 100% out of the WWE. Do you ever think you'd see the day while he was still breathing?
No.
Me
Honestly,
either.
No.
So now a new rumor has begun and reared its ugly head. That Mr. Vince McMahon might indeed what? Start a new wrestling promotion.
It won't have the legs. It won't. Not after all this
It'll
shit.
be interesting to see, because he's going to have billions of dollars to play with, and he knows he's not only got a few years left. So what the fuck's he care?
Okay, but what wrestler in their right mind's going to go fucking work for him? Honestly.
Oh, plenty. Come on, let's be real. It's Vince fucking McMahon. Plenty. As opposed to what? Tony Khan? I mean, if you're an active wrestler, buddy, and you have a choice, money's about the same. Exposure might even be better. Well, we'll say the exposure will end up being about equal. Let's just say that. Vince ain't stupid with TV. So exposure, we'll say, is even. You're going to work for the mind of Vince McMahon or the mind of Tony Khan? You tell me.
Neither, because the cokehead.
No, you have to choose one or the other. It's not a neither issue. You want to eat, you have to choose one.
I retire. I'm going back to the Indies. Fuck it.
No, there is no
here's
more
the
Indies.
thing. Well,
because Tony Khan's already bought all the Indies up, and now Vince is going to take what's left. There's no Indies.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't work for either one, because you're going to be looked in a certain way if you work for either promotion. You're either going to be looked as a deviant for working for Vince McMahon, or you're going to be looked as somebody who don't take the product seriously by working for Tony Khan. So
yeah, I don't see that.
If that was the case, it would be a no-win situation.
Might be a no-win situation.
So unfortunately, if that was the case, I would have to choose Tony Khan, because I will not.
Wow.
I would not. No, because I will not work for Vince McMahon and everything.
That's a choice.
That's just it.
That's a choice.
If I have to choose, I'll choose the lesser of two evils.
I think a lot of people, though, would probably go the other. Those of you in the chat, if you were an active wrestler today and you had to choose between a Vince McMahon production or a Tony Khan production, where would you land? Which one would you go with and why? And we'll start putting these comments up here in just a moment. I look at it this way. What you're saying would be likening people that work for Walt Disney Company would be in a bunch of leftist, crazy, purple hair freaks. Do they have a few? Quite a few. Are most of them? Absolutely not. There were a lot of us there that weren't happy about the direction of things. But one thing that we generally had in common is we believed in the message and the mission. And that was from Walt himself. And we understand and realize that it's not being reflected in current ownership and management. But we were there for the right reasons, doing the best we could do with what we had to work with. So I would look at that the same exact way. I might not like the man, but that doesn't mean that I am of his ilk. I may use his platform to build my own, but I'm not necessarily, I'm not flying his flag personally.
Well, okay. Well, then with that same thing in mind, I wouldn't want him having control over my character when I can go and work for Tony Khan and do what I want to do with my character. So, because I'm not going to have him go, oh, you're going to be the next Stardust. Don't get me wrong, love Dustin and Cody and shit when they did Goldust and Stardust, but that's not me. And that, Vince hasn't had a good idea in fucking 20 years. So at least I can run my character. And if it falls flat at Tony's, then that's on me.
All right. Well, there we go. Let's see. Jump back into some of these comments here. I might not get to all of them, but we'll do the best we can. Thank you guys, by the way. I appreciate the feedback. It always makes the show better.
Yeah.
Was I surprised the Undertaker came back at 40? No. Especially once everyone else started coming back at WrestleMania 40. At this point,
Undertaker was the one that was most surprised about coming back at 40.
By the way, update on that. I was wrong
about that.
I was wrong about something there. I thought Undertaker was the one under the ring the whole night. He wasn't under the ring. They actually brought him down. Like, I don't know if it was a shortcut through the crowd or what the deal was, because he did a shoot interview on 6 Feet Under, and he was talking about it. And it's like, yeah, well, I wasn't sure I was going to make it there in time. The body doesn't move like I had to get through the people. It was dark out. So that was Solo under the ring, whose arm we saw.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Taker literally made the run into the ring in the dark and then got out in the dark, and that was that. I was saying to myself, man, I cannot believe they kept that man with that legendary status under a fucking ring for 4 hours.
No, they kept the younger man under the ring.
That I can believe. You got to pay your dues, man. You keep a bottle there to piss in. You got some food. You got your TV monitor. You're good to go. Just don't fucking fall asleep. Did you ever hear the Hornswoggle story about when he fell asleep?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God, that was fucking hilarious.
He missed his cue like twice.
He got in there late, and then he's like, "Oh my God, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead." And I said, "I'm going backstage. I have to talk to the Undertaker now about how I just fucked up his spot." And I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm so fucking sorry. I'm so sorry." I'm so sorry. See this little 3-foot dwarf walking up to the Undertaker going, "I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead."
Yeah, there's a couple interviews he has out there where he talks about that. So if you can find it, definitely check it out.
He's a great interview, but what a down-to-earth guy.
Yeah, he is.
I always enjoyed him, but now it's like after hearing him do some of these, it's like if I ever met him, if it was like a $30 autograph or something, I'd pay it. He's just so fucking cool. And he's even talking about autographs and stuff like that. I don't give a fuck. I'll sign whatever they fucking want me to sign, I'll sign. What do I give a shit?
Right, exactly.
They give me a picture of Sheamus, I'll fucking sign it. I don't care.
Oh, and speaking of Sheamus, all these people out there that's giving him shit because he's not in the shape he was when he left, get the fuck off his back. Let you get fucking neck surgery, not be able to fucking work out for months, and then get called back early. Fuck off. Seriously.
But what was the logic in calling him back early?
I don't know what it was, but I just watched an interview with him today, and he said, I got called back up early. He's like, I wasn't expecting to be back till, I think he said, after the draft. So he was expecting to come back around SummerSlam, actually. So he thought he had a lot of
stuff about that he was done.
Well,
and I wasn't surprised to see him come back at all. And then even the way they brought him back, there wasn't much fanfare to it. And look, all right, yeah, I mean, as soon as he came out, I'm like, whoa, what happened? That's my first reaction too. I'm not going to lie. But part of what made it so drastic, what happened to wardrobe?
Right.
Were they off? Those were the most boring trunks. Not that he's got exciting gear that much, but I mean, last time we saw him, he had a hat on, he had the furry vest, he had a shillelagh or something, and he had the trunks with design work on it and stuff like that. He just comes out like mayonnaise, walking down with a pair of the pale green trunks that barely had even an image on them. It was just so like, fuck, here I am. I mean, if you're going to bring him back and if you're going to try and do something with him, shouldn't there be some sort of fanfare, or better yet, not even advertise him at all and have him just jump out of the crowd or come down and whoop somebody's ass and look the part of a badass? I mean, the gut thing, you'll get past that. Like you're saying, now that he came back early. I didn't know that. Okay, so he came back early. It's why you see, I'm living in the South. Okay, you got to always be ready for beach weather. You don't know when it's coming.
Yes, but until he was cleared to actually start working out again.
I get it. But again, you could have put a damn costume on him. In my mind, I see him coming down and I have this reaction, right? It's the same reaction I had when Cody took off his jacket in the Hell in a Cell and you saw that bruise for the first time.
Right.
That torn pec. And I'm like, oh, shit. It was the same reaction, but at least Cody hid that thing until the big reveal.
Right.
Sheamus just comes walking down, going, "Here it is."
I know. It just kills me that
look, body shaming. I get it, but they could have put a fucking
it's coming from people who are usually against that, but they want to make fun of him. It's like, just go back to your mother's basement, jerk off or something, because we know you ain't never been with a fucking woman to begin with. I'm in rare form today. I apologize, but that's just how it is.
If I didn't know better, I think you got laid.
I did. Not last night.
Like I said.
Actually, I expect him to win a dynasty. He's supposed to win.
Yeah, you'll have to answer that one because I wouldn't have a clue. I don't watch AEW at all. I have no interest in AEW at all. So
because that is the plan, is for Swerve to be the first black AEW champion. So
yeah, I've heard that from a number of people, and at this point, it's going to be racist if he doesn't get it. So Tony's kind of painted himself into that corner there.
Yes, he has. But as far as being racist, Oklahoma says that AEW cannot have Nia Jax on their shows now when she comes there. When they come there. Why? Because she's a dude wrestling women, and they don't allow that
Nia Jax?
in their state. That's what it said.
Nyla Rose.
Sorry, not Nyla Jax. All these Nylas. I mean, come on. Nia and Nyla. Yeah. Nyla Rose can't wrestle in Oklahoma.
She can't wrestle, period.
Unless she wrestles dudes. So now everybody online is like, oh, that's all trans. No, they have rules. If you can't abide by their fucking rules, don't fucking go there. Or leave her off the show. But it is wrestling,
dude. We're not talking about the NCAA tournament.
Nah, I'm just saying.
I mean, what? All right, so they also had a mixed tag team match. We can't have that?
I don't know. They didn't say nothing about that.
And you got to remember, their mixed tag team matches, they can go intergender on those.
Right, yeah.
It's not like WWE.
Right. But at least the dudes are portraying. I guess that's the problem, is the dudes in that match are portraying dudes. So it's okay for them to beat the women. They just can't be dressed like a woman to beat the women. Maybe
they just can't have a Planet Fitness membership.
Right. Exactly.
Vince McMahon, I barely touched this game so much that I thought he was in the game. Guess what? Me too. When I saw that spot, I was like, what are we fucking advertising for? We already got Stadium Stampede. And then I'm like, oh, they didn't have Joe in this game, did they? Oh, that's nice, but I'm not paying for him. I can't imagine. I would love to know the number of actual sales they have on any of these additional wrestlers that they've added to the game. I would love to know. And it's not a publicly traded company, so I'm sure we'll never get that number.
Right.
I don't think they break 500. I don't think they break 500.
I don't either, because everybody I've ever talked to said they weren't paying for all the extra shit. Because, like you said earlier, why buy the extra shit when the game fucking sucks to begin with?
And by the way, okay, you've added Joe and maybe a couple other people, and I hear there's another stadium coming, or arena coming, whatever it is.
Right.
Still no steel cage match after all. What's it been, over a year now?
Yeah.
And you still haven't added a steel cage match? That's only the thing that everybody complained about. When did this happen, M. Hawk says.
It's not fake!
What's fake? I told you the dude was just trolling, man. He was just trolling. I put him in timeout. He disappeared.
Should have told him my address. He could come over here and I'd fucking show him how fake it was. Lock him in the sharpshooter and fucking snap his vertebrae. Does it feel fake now?
Buddy. Got Miracle X joining us here. Pure is talking about Uncle Howdy. So, yeah, they're going to be doing something with him. And whether or not it'll be the Wyatt 6 or something else, I don't know. But I'm definitely looking forward to it. And I know, here's the good thing. Bo has all of his brother's ideas because they talked so much about it. And Bray kept telling him, I want to do this, I want to do that. And brought him back in to be Uncle Howdy. So he already knows all of these ideas that he had. Now, there'll be some changes made, obviously, because Fiend's character won't be part of it. But maybe they give Uncle Howdy this mystical force of power or whatever. Maybe he's absorbed the Fiend somehow, or he's been sent by the Fiend to finish the story, whatever you want to say.
Whatever, yeah.
I know Bo is doing this to finish Bray's vision.
Right.
So I'm all in. I look forward to it. Eric Redbeard apparently is re-signed, even though they haven't announced it officially. He's canceled some public dates already that he was supposed to wrestle, and it all falls in line with a likely return. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes. I think there's a lot of potential there.
Right. And even I was watching Matt Hardy's channel on YouTube today, and he said, you know, I haven't been asked to do it, but if they would want me to come back as Broken Matt Hardy to be part of it, he's like, I would consider it an honor to do it. So as long as you've got
that's right. Matt has been floating around a bit. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, because he's a free agent right now.
Yeah. Well, that, and he showed up at a WWE Raw, SmackDown, or whatever it was. He was there in the box, and people were getting his autograph and stuff.
I think about a week or so ago, right after WrestleMania. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. But the point I was making is, as long as you have those people who worked with Bray and will do their damnedest to make it the best it can be, then that's all that needs to be said, you know?
And Braun's got to be coming back any day now. I mean, he's been out for a while, but he's got to be ready.
Yeah. Right.
And he's Braun. He ain't got to do too much, man. Just pound a couple guys.
And I know a lot of people. Yep, and I know a lot of people were down on Alexa as that character, but I think she needs to come
I
back
loved her. No. I love Alexa and everything she does, man. I think she's absolutely phenomenal. I think her in-ring work is really good. I think her acting skills are above just about anyone else's out there. Right. I'm trying to think. I mean, from an acting standpoint, you know, when they actually have to do some sort of storyline where there's acting involved, not just promo work, you know what I'm saying? I think Rhea does a phenomenal job. Trying to think from the guys who I like Cody. I mean, I don't know that he's acting though. I just think he comes across a really nice guy because he's a really nice guy.
Right.
But honestly, Rhea and Alexa are the two that stand out in my mind as above. Like, you can easily go to Hollywood with those two, and they're good to go.
Oh yeah,
you can put them in a movie, and they're going to be legit.
I just think with
$650K with Ospreay and Claudio. Yep, that's what they got. Everyone tuned in to see the CM Punk crap. Then everyone turned off and they realized it's fucking shit show, and now they don't want to watch it. Yeah, there's a winner for you right there.
Yeah.
Well, I can't find my button.
That's what she said.
No, I can find that button. That's it. Let's watch the Not So Young Bucks themselves over again. The
Nice.
Young Bucks think they're being reinvented by now going by Nicholas and Matthew, and we've been done seeing that shit before by everybody else. That's all of a sudden, like Richard Morton. We've seen that shit before.
And see, that's the thing too with Motor City Machine Guns coming in. That's going to be their next feud after this pay-per-view, and I've seen that 30 million times on Ring of Honor and elsewhere. So New Japan, the whole 9 yards. So I don't need to see that again because it won't be anything different.
Swerve was part of the massive releases during the pandemic. Well,
right.
You had a pandemic, which means you had no live gate. You had to make cuts. That's business 101.
Right. But
like I said, he seems to be doing pretty well.
Yeah. I'm sure Triple H would bring him back.
Oh, yeah.
His contract's done.
I mean, he's brought a lot of other people back.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. What do we got? Because he's a boss, I'm not trying to hug me because I'm the new toy in the collection. So, okay, I got you. So Infrared would choose to work for Vince McMahon over Tony Khan. I'm getting up to that part right now. Let's see.
Well, let's see. It's like you tell him, you fucking hug me, I'll break your fucking face. But then I'm fired, and then I can go on and do all the shows like CM Punk has done, and then we'll go from there.
I think Infrared's okay because he doesn't have a pussy.
Right. I think what he's saying is he would choose Vince because he doesn't want his boss to come hug him, which that's right. What Tony Khan is. Right.
Yeah, no, it's exactly what he's saying. Yeah. Neil Hooper, where would you go, Vince or Tony?
I'd go to Mexico. CMLL or AAA. But then you'll eventually be working for AEW because they're in partnerships with both of them. So,
Ancient Clown says, I know I could get Jay in the lineup. He said you're his bitch.
Oh, okay. Okay, Clown. Okay, I got you, man. I got you.
Infrared, James had those trunks custom made with the WWE logo somewhere on it. Dude, they were bad. That was so. I mean, look, I have never been able to get into him because Cena one time referred to him when he had the feud with him. How many fucking 20 years ago? And he basically said, "Look at you, big stick of mayonnaise," and that's what he looks like. I mean, a whiter man there will never be. So you gotta wear something to offset that a little bit. So you get the forearm pads and you maybe throw whatever, but to come out with these pea green, almost zero artwork shorts, spandex shorts, yoga shorts.
They were probably his workout trunks.
Not a good look. And because they were yoga type shorts, they're putting a little muffin over the top.
Right.
What did Paulie say? I got to show my strengths and hide my weaknesses.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is for everything. Oh, this is excellent. This might be comment of the day.
Pay forever. Amen. There you go. Pay me, pin me, as Al Snow used to say.
That's a good one, Xavier. AEW, pay forever. The thing is, they're not. People are not paying.
I thought he was talking about going and work for him. I mean, because that would be my logic too.
No, he's talking about the game.
Pay me a whole bunch. And okay.
He's talking about the damn game.
It's like,
Pay
job
forever.
me
Here's
out.
another pack. Here's another pack. Pay us more. Pay us more. We paid you for a fucking game. It's worthless. This guy really, I don't know what color the sky is in his world, but he don't get things that the rest of the common sense people get.
It's purple.
What does this say here? Keto 2. Can anyone believe how much weight shame is gained? Okay, yeah, so we've kind of covered that. And again, to Jay's point, he's been out and unable to do anything. So gaining weight, and he's not as young as he used to be either. So burning it doesn't come natural. You got to work at that. I'm here to tell you.
Yep. Same.
Thomas Rich, Michael Wall Street, Terrence Taylor. Yep. With everybody saying Triple A and oh shit, he the fuck. Well, you know what, Keith? I think we're going to see that happen. I think, with Keith saying here, for those that maybe are listening and not watching, says that Sheamus needs to cut a bit more weight. A bit is being kind, and get back in condition that we're used to see him in. Well,
and he will.
Also remember, Sheamus now has got to be getting in his 40s. I mean, like late 40s. So he's probably not going to get in the same shape we saw him in his 30s. That's a little unreal. I mean, Hogan in his 30s looked different than he did when he was 50. He still looked great for 50. But you start to see things because that's just what the body does. Unless some people maybe have a magic house mirror in their house. I got one that says I'm not 25 anymore. But I hide that as best I can. Leprechaun style. What fucking part of Ireland have you been to that you see a 7-foot leprechaun? Normally you got to run and hunt those fuckers down to try and get that pot of gold. This motherfucker you can see from 8 miles away.
Right.
Real quick, Vincent J. What did you think where Sammy won the Intercontinental title? Oh, I talked about that. I wasn't happy about it at all.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy about it at all. I thought that was a terrible way to end that long run of his. I thought it went to the wrong guy. Yeah, I'm just, and I don't have anything against Sammy. I find him enjoyable. I find him entertaining. I mean, that whole thing he did with the Usos was gold. But yeah, I mean, when you've got Gunther built up like that, first off, I wouldn't have had him lose the damn title.
Right. No,
I would have had it like the Ultimate Warrior and Hogan, where the Intercontinental Champion. Here's a novel fucking idea. Let me throw this one out there. Maybe the Intercontinental Champion is the number one contender to the world title.
Yeah.
So that the belt fucking means something. That's what I would do with it. And then he'd beat the champion and then just say, don't need this anymore. Go fight for it.
Right.
And then the next guys could come. And then you can give it to Sammy.
Or Chad.
Or whoever.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, damn it. How did I forget about that?
The heel turn.
Dude, as the show was going off, I am sitting back going, finally, we can have a match with two baby faces and it can be a good match and we just get a fucking winner and we move on. And then, am I wrong? Was Chad not over like Rover?
Yeah, he was.
In the last 4 or 5 months?
Yeah, I don't know why they had to make him heel to go for the title. I know. I know.
I don't know why they did. The guy is killing it.
Because
why do you want to do this?
Right. So now what are you going to do with the rest of the Alpha Academy? Because they can't be faces and
what happens in 2 weeks?
And then have
what happens in 2 weeks?
The draft. I know.
There is no Alpha Academy. It's done.
Right.
Now, personally, I would have preferred this match ended, two baby faces, this guy to one. Congratulations, fuck this shit. And that's it. And then they split him up in the draft.
Yeah.
And then now he's not part of the draft. Now you're not expecting him. He's still his trainer and his buddy and all that. And then you can turn on him.
Yeah.
But can we not just have a night with a match with two baby faces having a good match? Why is that so hard? Can we have a match with two heels? It doesn't have to always be one and the other. You don't have to have Cowboys and Indians all the time. That's the one thing I've always said that I liked about TNA Impact. Now, I haven't really watched them at all ever since they got rid of Josh. It just doesn't feel right to me.
Right.
Can't give you a specific reason why. Kind of part of the formula is still there, but probably because everybody working there has been working with him so long that they're trying to replicate it to the best of their abilities. But I don't know. I feel like they did him dirty. And also felt like it was a slap in the face of the fans. If you had a legitimate reason, like if he did a Vince McMahon or something like that, but now we know. They just said, fuck you.
Yeah.
The guy did nothing wrong. He's upping your ratings. He's getting your talent on fucking WWE Royal Rumble, looking good. And then you're just going to kick him in the dick. I could see him and Vince McMahon getting together. Oh, dude, it just hit me. Vince has a non-compete that ends in January. Oh, I think I just spoiled it.
You heard
That's
it here
not
first,
a prediction.
That's a spoiler.
Oh, boy. Can only imagine what they're going to call it. World Wrestling Impact. And you know who the writer's going to be? Bro.
Oh, God. No.
Hey, listen, bro. I'm going to come over there, bro, and we're going to take care of this, bro, because, bro, I'm going to get you so many fucking, bro, poles, bro. You're not going to know what to do. So one pole, bro, breaks, another pole goes up, and next thing you know, hey, we've never done this, bro. 4 poles on one match, bro. Every corner there's a fucking pole, bro. I do that for you.
You do that too well. Oh my God. I'll have nightmares now. Thanks.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Vince is going to have Vince money. D'Amore's got some money. I don't know how much. And he's got investors, I'm sure. Now,
right.
If you got investors and you're dealing with Vince McMahon, now, by the way, by January, this shit could be all done. I mean, Vince ain't going down. He's fighting. He could win. We got to remember that. He's not guilty yet. He looks guilty.
He looks guilty as fuck.
Yeah. But let's say, but again, now, if he's got love letters from this girl, it does make you go, okay, look, you know, taking a shit on the girl is kind of creepy. But if she was a willing participant, and
it does change the picture. Yeah.
Here's the thought that hits my mind. He's this bad guy who's trading you out for favors and this and that, and he's doing all kinds of stuff to you that you don't want done to you. And then you went back the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day. At what point do you become guilty? You can't. The first time he does it, you can claim I was against my will. I was held down. There was 2 of them. I couldn't get out. But then you kept doing it.
That's because he kept paying her.
But that makes you a prostitute, not a victim. I'm sorry, that's what it is. I do believe a lawyer can make that argument to a jury and get them to say, you know what, you're right. If it was a one-time event, you came running out of there crying with your clothes torn off, that motherfucker goes to jail. Right. But you didn't. And if he's got letters saying, I love you so much, this and that, whatever, I'm just saying, look, to be guilty, you have to be found guilty by beyond a reasonable doubt. There's already a reasonable doubt by the fact that it lasted that long.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. So I don't think Vince is going to serve jail time over any of this shit if he even lives long enough to see it to completion. And if it does get to completion and he's found not guilty, he won't be found innocent. He'll be found not guilty. That's my prediction. Okay, at that point in time, I've committed no crime. I've had some, sexual deviancy in the past, and my wife wasn't real happy with me, but he was without the dog shit, take the first step on the white carpet. Alpha Academy gets reshaped. Gable and the Creed brothers. Ooh.
Yeah, the Creeds
I can't believe they're still
heels,
doing
though.
that finisher. What's that?
I said the Creeds haven't been heels yet, though, so that would be interesting to see them as heels.
They would.
The new Team Angle. Angle comes back as the manager. Then you have Gable and the Creed brothers.
Team Angle all over again, man. Put them in the red, white, and blues.
Yep. Yeah,
I'd get behind that. I would like that. You got a little nostalgia twist to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, DHW. Appreciate you very much.
Yep.
Audience gives it up for DHW.
We aim to please, and if we don't please, what can I tell you?
We aim for the toilet anyway. Miracle X doesn't like my prediction. My spoiler.
I mean, you're right.
It would be interesting. I mean, think about it for a minute.
We've already
got two mega companies right now, Jay. We got the WWE, bro, and we got AEW, bro, and now, bro, you're gonna add whatever you want to fucking call it, bro.
Devil.
No, with the McJosh over here.
Right.
You got McJosh with their billions of dollars. So you got $1 billion McJosh, $1 billion WWE, and $1 billion AEW. It's wrestling smorgasbord.
Honestly, I think if I was Vince, I'd buy out Impact and just build them up.
Well, he ain't gonna sell Impact. That's his playground. That's his sandbox.
Who?
Khan. He's not gonna sell. Oh wait, Impact. Sorry, Impact. I was thinking of AEW.
I was gonna say, Impact, when did he fucking buy that?
No. But guess what? They're not selling either. Anthem's not selling because that's their product for their TV channels. They need content for their TV network. Vince McMahon is not going to buy Impact, somebody else's headache that's always failed. He's not going to buy them and then have to stay on Access TV that nobody watches.
Yeah, but if he brought back the more, because that's who I'd get to be my fucking rider, not bro. There,
Hey, bro, man, 83 weeks, bro. I broke this cycle, bro.
You broke something. I think it was in your brain.
Yeah, infrared, same as me.
I mean, I get
Anthem's
that, but
not selling.
Yeah, but so if Vince is going to do that, get somebody who knows, because there you go. Your talent will come to you then, because if D'Amour's working for him as the writer and producer and shit, everybody from Impact will go there anyways. So, and they've worked briefly in the past together anyway, so except for Eric Young. Eric Young won't come work for Vince, so.
Well, so what? I mean, I love Eric, don't get me wrong, but he's definitely at the end of his rope at this point. He ain't got that much left. I mean, I could see him backstage and doing stuff like that and training and developing
right.
But in ring, I just don't imagine he's got that much left in the tank. His body's been around getting beaten up since friggin' before Team Canada, and that's going back a minute.
Right.
Welcome to the XXXWF Triple X Wrestling. I'm Vince McMahon, and my hand is down some girl's pants. Hey, bro, those are mine. Bro, you're in my pants, bro. Bro, easy on the balls, bro. You shaved this week. I like it.
I'm broke.
Hey, a little tickle, bro, please.
Tickle of the taint. And we have now degraded into something completely different. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Wrestling. Love it. Well, wait till you see the name of my next XWF pay-per-view.
Oh, shit. Hard times.
It should be that easy. Vince is still in contact with Bruce, so Scott wouldn't be his first choice. He is still in contact, apparently, with Bruce. And who was the other name that was dropped that he's still in contact with?
Shit.
Yeah.
I saw that earlier.
And now I can't think of it either, but there was another one of the big names.
Right. But I guess I could see if Vince started something, I could see Bruce cutting ties with WWE to go sit on Vince's lap. So yeah. So then he'd have a hand down both of their pantses. So okay.
You know what I love about this show and about this audience is we feed off of each other sometimes. Welcome to Triple X Wrestling, our first pay-per-view. Eat all out.
Oh, well done. Well played. Whew, I don't know if I'm going to survive this one.
Oh.
Sweet Jesus.
Eat all out. Good Lord. We have descended into the pits of hell, people. Why not? The world's fucking coming to an end anyway. What does it matter anymore? The fuck? There's somebody out there with a fucking car getting on my last good nerves. I don't know if you guys hear it over the microphone, but I'm hearing it.
Actually, I hear it in my...
You do? Yeah.
Yeah.
These fucking neighbors around here sometimes just piss me off. Gonna make me get that motorcycle up there and rev it all night long.
Go, bro. No, just go out and just bro him to death. Bro, what are you doing?
Where's
bro,
my money?
Bro.
Let me see something here.
Oh,
again, you won't be able to have any audio, but that's just the glory of StreamYard here. Yeah, I don't have your money yet. Oh, that's okay. Yeah. Where's my money, man? Where's my fucking money?
Yeah.
Don't feel so good, does it? Where's my money, man? That's what happens, man. Yeah, that's what happens. Where's my money? You gonna give me my money, bitch? Where's the money?
This is what the D'Angelo family is going to do on NXT next. I'm telling you.
Oh, we got to talk about that. Clean yourself up, bitch. Oh, if you've never seen that episode or that clip,
that was good. Yeah.
Just put in "Where's My Money" in YouTube because that is one of my all-time favorite episodes, man. He took bets on Mike Tyson against Estelle Getty in celebrity boxing.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, God, that one was classic shit right there. Where's my money, man? Where's my money? All right, you brought up the D'Angelo family. So did you catch what happened?
Yeah.
So what happened?
So the whatever they're called, the catch whatever group.
Yeah.
With Regal's son and
is that Regal's son?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I had no idea. Again, I don't watch it enough.
Yep. Yeah, because the one
the Dalton guy, or whatever his name is,
yeah.
No shit.
And said, "Hey, Yeah, basically said, "Why you being this way, son?" And he's like, "I'm going my own path. I don't have to be like you, Dad." And they had this whole big thing back and forth. And Regal was like, "Just know I'm watching you," basically warning him if he steps out of line that he was going to. So now we've got the D'Angelo family's in the ring talking about how he lost the chance for the title and stuff, but it wasn't going to be his last stuff. And then the three of them come out with the Heritage Cup because they're defending it like.
Yeah, no, I got that. I'm asking, do you understand what they were referring to? Like when they said, we did this thing for you and we made the business better and we made somebody disappear and all that.
Yeah, Drew Gulak. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was getting at. Okay, that's what I was getting at. Yeah.
Well, I know, but I was trying to give all the background for it and stuff, and I was going to get to that. But yeah. And basically, that's what they were referring to.
At least that's what it appears to be. And Drew's story about Ronda's story is that he was shaking hands, and as he reached to shake her hand, his hand brushed against the string. He immediately apologized. I look at it this way. Drulak, we'll call him Drulak, is in the cruiserweight division, correct?
Correct.
Do we know what he's weighing in at offhand? 200, 205?
Maybe, if he's lucky.
Maybe, if that.
Yeah. Right.
Do we not think that Ronda could probably whoop his ass?
Ronda probably would put him on his fucking face before.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So that's why I mean, look, maybe he used the handshake as a method of accidentally grabbing her drawstring to see how she reacted to it or something like that. Possibility there. And maybe she was like, okay, it was a one-off. I'm not going to kill him right now.
Right.
And I guess he got the vibe that that's not cool. And maybe he said, okay, I'm not going to try it again. Or maybe it was just a fucking accident. Or maybe but does anyone else have any shit coming out saying, oh yeah, Gulak did this to me or whatever? Nope. I've never heard anything about him in the past, like, Vince and everybody else.
It was just Ronda. Yeah.
So based on one person, I'm not going to call a man guilty, but they're saying that, he may not be around anytime soon at all.
Right.
Blame Ronda for the segment, Infrared says.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You can say that, but I don't. I would blame Vince for the segment because he ran that type of environment where it's possible.
Right.
Also saying that Sami Zayn took.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that.
That better be a joke, Neil. That better be a joke because I can't believe for a minute she thought she was going to be in the bloodline.
I mean, yeah, and that's the unfortunate thing is that even if it was an accident, for her to say it like she did, WWE has to kind of look at it and go, oh, we can't have this bad press like this, And it was smarter for her to wait till she fucking left the company to release this fucking book, honestly. Because if she'd have released, there's no way they would have let her release it while she's there. Right, exactly. So.
Okay, that was the same one as before. Yeah, I don't know if he's joking or not about that. I never heard anything about Ronda.
I don't know either, but I wouldn't put it past her. I'm not going to read. I'm not going to read her book to find out if that's actually in it or not. But I'm
actually surprised. Supposed to be. I'm surprised that they never brought Nia Jax in. I mean, they still could, I suppose.
I was going to say, give it a minute.
Yeah,
we're splitting off here. Each side will probably we could have Tamina on one side and Nia on the other. I mean, we're going to have two different bloodlines here.
Well, she was gone and came back, but when did it happen? The first time or the second? I thought it was the second.
I thought it was too.
So if it came back the second time and that's when it happened, then that's why you could say she would come back because, nobody tried fucking with me before, but this time it did.
Yeah.
Speaking of bloodline, I guess we should talk about Tama Tonga. Somehow he got in there before Jacob fought too, and I'm like, well, that's kind of odd, but okay.
I'm thinking it's only because contracts. Jacob still got a little time left on his contract with the company he's with. So yeah, it's close, but
yeah,
we're probably looking at SummerSlam for Jacob to jump in. But I mean,
Now,
honestly,
I
the way
thought they did
brought,
it this way because we were all expecting Jacob.
well, they could have done it that way too. But I did some looking, and he has just a little bit of time left on his contract. So, but he will be coming. I guarantee you, he's the next one in. But as far as the way they presented Tama, it was great. I was very pleased with it.
It was on Twix today, but honestly, it's got to be a fucking joke. Yeah,
it
now
could be.
I mean, she claims that Logan Paul gets special treatment more than she did. Oh my goodness!
That's because he can fucking wrestle. That's why he can.
And he also has how many millions of followers? 8 million or some ridiculous number.
Well, yeah, there's that too. So
there's that period. I mean, yes, he can wrestle. I'm not going to take anything away from his work. I'm just saying, when you got a following, when you can send out a tweet and 8 million people see it, you're going to get treated differently.
I mean, yeah.
So I don't know a lot about Tama Tonga. I know he's been over as part of the Bullet Club in Japan for a very long time.
Right.
I know he's had some unique looks to him in the past with the painted face and the painted beard and all this stuff. At that time, I had no clue he was in any way related to the NOI family. So until he came in as part of the bloodline, I didn't know he was related to them. I had no idea. But that's because I really wasn't watching him.
He's a great wrestler, and like you said, he's done most of his work over in Japan. That he's a fucking star over there. So
they're losing all their stars.
Well, I mean, come on. It's like
between Tony Khan and now WWE.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know nothing about this girl Julia other than she's cute as shit. But they signed this girl Julia, and she's supposed to be the real deal.
Yeah, she is. I mean, she was the head of New Japan Stardom, and for WWE to get her is a big one. And the guy who was running Stardom now is starting his own company, and I saw an interview with him where he said that him and Triple H have been in talks, and that they might use his new company as a feeding company to get more female talent into WWE. So,
but
yeah, this Julia, she's got backgrounds in martial arts.
Yeah.
She's got.
Wait a minute, Hammerstone is with Impact, TNA.
Guess not now.
He just got there. He just signed. He can't be out.
I don't know. I haven't heard.
Hammerstone's been wrestling for them. He's supposed to be going for a world title match or something in the near future.
Maybe that's something we'll have to look into.
Infrared, you're my man from Impact, man. Talk to me. What's going on with Hammerstone? He's Haku's son. Well, they're kind of part of the family tree, however you want to look. I didn't realize that was Haku's son.
Yeah, because they mentioned how Haku and Tonga Kid were partners at one time. Yeah, Tongans consider the Samoans family, but they're not blood related. Right.
Well, they're bloodline related. Did I see your comment about Solo? No, I'm sorry. I might have missed. Wait, what's this? Hold on. Is Solo the new tribal chief?
No.
I think they're trying to play it that way for the moment.
Right. But really, they're going to answer to The Rock. That's their tribal chief now.
But he's not going to be around for a while.
Right. So they'll just say, like you said, they'll play it up like Solo or keep you wondering. But that basically it's going to be Rock's bloodline, Roman's bloodline, and then.
Yeah, Infrared, same as me.
Okay, there you go.
In TNA, and he just got there, so I know he signed at least a 6-month deal. And I would think they would have signed him to a year because that's a talent. And I wonder myself after, I'm a little surprised. I can't believe Hammerstone couldn't have gone to the WWE.
Right.
So that makes me wonder, MLW, TNA, these are not 300-day-a-year wrestling companies.
Right.
So maybe he's not into the grind.
Maybe. That could be.
I don't know. Just spitballing right now because I can't believe he couldn't have gotten signed by WWE.
Right. But anyways, I was really impressed with how he came out and just his whole presence and stuff. I think they did a really good job with him. So
what are Twix rumors? I mean, the only thing I know about Twix
Twitter,
is a candy bar.
That's what we've been calling Twitter X. Twix.
Oh, Twix. I just call it Twitter X. But Twix is better. It's easier. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought the candy bar company was starting to put out like wrestling stuff in the wrappers or something. Like you get a Twix bar, open it up, and Hammerstone going to the NXT. No shit. What the fuck? No, not a bad candy bar either. Come for the candy, stay for the news.
Right.
I don't think The Rock's the tribal chief. He's the high chief. I already beat the tribal chief. And Rock did say when he comes back, he's dealing with Cody.
Well, I mean,
which brings us to a good question. What did The Rock place in Cody's hand? Don't say his dick.
A lighter.
No.
Because I know everybody say, I'm telling you, I'm betting that they play into that.
A lighter?
Yeah, because his bus caught on fire. So they're going to use it as part of the storyline. He broke The Rock's heart. The Rock set his fucking bus on fire.
Okay, what I got from that last meeting of them in the ring, and he's like, you don't even need to open your hand to know what The Rock put in there. Wouldn't make sense to me that it would be a lighter and catch his bus on fire. I'm not saying they can't use that as part of an angle at some point in time somewhere with somebody, but it almost sounded like while I'm gone, I'm counting on you to keep control of the inmates or something to that effect. And I almost think because he said you don't have to open your hand to know what I'm placing in there, it has to be something of a certain shape that you would know right away. A lighter, it could be a freaking lip balm for all you know. Could be anything. But I'm thinking one of the beads from the necklace.
Possibly, but then why would he say, don't break my heart again?
Because now I'm leaving you in charge while I'm gone.
Okay.
I don't know.
Right.
I mean, because you beat Roman Reigns, you beat the tribal chief. Even though you're not one of us, you've earned this right.
Okay. I can see that.
And that is
not we're not going to know until and we won't find out until SummerSlam when he comes back. So
all right, let's see what all the wrong answers are as to what was placed in his hand. Dusty Rolex.
Well, no, he got that backstage.
Yeah.
After Mania. Yeah.
That was such a cool story too, man. It's like, did they really do that? And you wonder, is it storyline or whatever? It might still be, at some point in time, he'll be wearing a watch and they'll take it off and they'll beat the shit out of it with a hammer or something like that. Long-term storytelling.
I don't think it was the watch, but it was the same kind of watch that Dusty had. So.
No, they're saying they tracked it down, which wouldn't be impossible, but.
Okay. Well, yeah, with Rolexes, they've all got serial numbers. So if you knew the serial number.
That's true.
Yeah.
And that's possible too.
Right. Yeah. Neil's on a roll tonight, boy.
So much has gone on. I don't fucking know, man. Don't blame him. Don't blame him. He's just not very oozy right now. Oozy? Oozy? Is that what it is? You've lost your inner oos? No. Turn around. Look at me. One of the greatest promo spots of all time, hands down. It's in the top 5 of all time.
I mean, when you break the other 4 men in the ring,
when you break Roman,
you've accomplished something.
You broke Roman on live TV.
I mean, you broke Roman. Jay couldn't keep a fucking straight face. He had to keep doing shit like this. Jimmy's off in the background. Paul's like, oh dear God, just making fucking stop. So yeah.
Heyman's a master at not breaking character, though, because that promo, I watched it back a dozen times, and each time I was looking at everyone else's reaction. Heyman really, if you watch it back, he was the one guy that maybe for a moment kind of like, do one of those, but for the most part, he just stayed. He might even got that little evil Cheshire cat grin of his or something, but nothing that broke character. You got poor Jay and Jimmy over here needing to stick their heads in each other's ass just so people can't see the fact that they're cracking up and they can't get their shit back together again. And friggin' Sammy's over there enjoying every minute of it with that stupid shit-eating grin on his face. And Roman got to the point where it's like he's just going to play off the laugh.
Right, yeah.
And he hung his 2 boys out to dry. It's like, is that what it is? Oh, no, I'm going to fuck with you now. It's Usi, is it?
Yeah.
I love that shit. All right. Well, folks, we're at 1:40. That's one of the longest chats we've done, and it's a good one, though. Again, when you guys all jump in like this, it makes it much more fun.
That's what I was about to say. When you guys in the chat actually respond to what's going on and give us more shit to talk about and let Vince go on fucking tangents about a XXX wrestling shit.
Yeah, there may be a short.
That's why we run long.
Maybe a short video featuring that in the near future.
Well, you better give a shout out to Neil then.
Let me tell you something, bro. XXX Wrestling Live. If it happens, then you know where they stole it from.
Right.
Right here on the Nation Network. Yeah, bastards. All right, folks. Whew. With that said, I think it's time. We ain't got to go home, but we got to get up out of here. From ringside, we're going to say good night to everybody. Jay, say good night, Jay.
Good night, Jay.
Good night, Nation, from the studios. We'll see you again next time with more Wrestlechat. Actually watched a little bit of AEW, not a lot. Just enough to remind me why I don't watch it. Oh, this is already funny. Just the headline. The list of moves and actions that are now banned from AEW or need to be approved by the company.
Maybe that's why Nash is pissed off, because he went for Brock and Austin and not try to duplicate him.
Well, it'd be easier to duplicate him. You only have to learn 5 moves.
Like you said, and we've all been saying, Tony Khan, you need a hierarchy, and he gets one, and then we make fun of it.
Because he's sitting back there talking about the Brock match, and it's finally we had a wrestling match. Finally, we got 2 guys telling a story. They weren't outside in the ring the whole time. One of them
was he not watching the same match as we were?
Yeah, those games, man, I would say, like, for me, like, the best ones, I would say, are, like, the ones where they try to get a certain, like, time.
This is my entire IT team right here on screen. Everybody.